So it's just that one that doesn't work. This ends up with a weird translation. Do you already have a name for the game? No, we don't. Which that's probably like one of the last things we're gonna come up with. So why does everything except for this particular one work? Only difference is this doesn't have a mesh or a collider. That's literally the only difference. What if we give it a mesh, but no collider? You avoid the hole by extending the bridge. Yeah. Eight comma five. The hell. Whether or not it has a collider shouldn't matter. But apparently it does. Why? Why does having a collider matter? Having a collider shouldn't... Alright. Sure, I'll give you a collider. But it won't matter. I can't be bothered tracking down the reason why having a collider matters. I suspect it's an engine thing. All I care about is getting attacks at least function. Okay, you could walk on those. And if we move them out of the way, do you fall through? You should. I screwed that up, didn't I? It didn't fall through, but I think it can. Possibly. Yeah, if we make the collider small enough. Which, you know, that's fine. And then that is X. When these boys are there, we can definitely walk over it. I think. Yep, no problem. Works just fine. Literally no code changes. Not sure if I might actually. Well, yeah, I'm gonna push it. Yeah, it got reset. Pretty sure it got reset at least. We do spawn in like a dead player, and arguably we shouldn't do that until after something like you. Oh wait. Move to the side again. Got reset. The level itself probably, like, I personally think the level itself that's already been revealed should not get reset, because that would make the game very, like, extremely difficult. But I don't know, I'll have a word with Tim and Jan about that as well. Jabs. Jump, avoid mental breakdown, and got sliced. Very fitting considering it has jam in the name. I really like that animation. What is wrong with this gizmo? Never mind, don't. Oh no, I know what's wrong with it. That's what's wrong with it. Could do this. To make it rotate so Tim doesn't have to re-export anything. If I do give this a 90-degree rotation, I think we should actually fall through it. Let's take a look. Yeah, we do. Epic. What if you rotate them both inwards but like a gate? Oh, so you mean basically do this. Reset the rotation. Correct for bullshit. I think I know what you're getting at. Basically rotate this one down 90 degrees. Do the same for this, but make sure to have a 180 Y rotation. And then shift that to 0.5. Rotate that 90 degrees. Or yeah, negative 90, I guess. I mean, the thing is, the origin is still a problem, because we'd have to adjust them in like this, at which point we I I think if I do that and I reset, we end up with a gap, which I don't really like. This, like using this method, why does that have a rotation? Why is that rotated weirdly? Yeah, I think it could be nice to have that, but in that case, Tim would actually have to fix the Mikutayami, what's up? Stretch and hydrate, huh? I guess the advantage with this method is we don't have to adjust the origin at all. But I mean, I guess Tim should also work. But it would be great if we could just have him start working on actually building levels. Instead of having to re-export a bunch of assets. Man's drinking the air out of the bottle. Yeah, I'm not sure what the best way to go about this is. I should probably just stop thinking about it and start writing a script. Fix what? What do you want me to fix? Okay. You fix everything and finish the game. Just got a better use for jams. Can I do this? Is this supported in our version? I think so. Jam bullshit. If not, should open. Turn. Otherwise, rotation. Yeah. because they're protected in here because I don't want any external entity to call these, and because people are just gonna be stupid about how they use the API. And I didn't want to make it. Well, actually, I couldn't make it private, I don't think. Because I think I tried that. I could be wrong. When message system. Eventually. Is my answer to that. We also need something to get the pressure plate. So, tomorrow deadline, yes. Yeah, sure, whatever. What's the big problem with using public on something that might be private? That's something that have to be private. You shouldn't make things public unless they absolutely have to be. No, I'm not really the best at maintaining that myself. If I was, my code would look very differently here. But generally speaking, don't make things public unless they have to be. To be honest, I'm just gonna do this. Skip a function call. Kaz, thank you for following. Now where are we using this? Target reached. Yeah, pretty much. Public stuff is the API and the rest is the magic part. You're not entirely wrong. Can I do this? Guess I can't do that. Fine, whatever. No, wait. Guess I can't do that. Fail at that point. Whatever, I don't care. We'll call this, which will do that, and we'll do bridge. Right. That will just lower from our current rotation to 0 by speed. This should work. Going to bridge. Give it a script. Bridge. Going to pressure plate. Give it bridge. Save 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We should now stand on the pressure plate and the bridge should swing up. That looked very weird. I'm not gonna lie about that. Looked super weird. Because I think rotation was weird. How did I die? How I die? They have colliders. So what the fuck is wrong? We open it. We pause right now. We take a look. 0, 0. This looks fine. Bridge. And that looks fine. So what's the big problem? I'm so confused. This is the Hazel game engine. Yeah, it's falling through. And I suspect that's because we're using a mesh collider. Get out of here. Give me a box collider. Why be inefficient? You can just add it to this. Yeah, Clambysaurus, I was just like, I kind of had that idea as well. No, this B, that. There. Hopefully that's the correct. Yeah, but thanks anyways. Because like, use box colliders most of the time. We open that up. I think the weird look here is just the lighting. Let's do this. I think it's being lit weirdly. Okay, let's make this into prefab. Call it bridge. What's the difference between submission time and jam time? I mean, I would assume submission time is like jam time is how long you have to make the game. Oh, okay, no, you're talking about, okay, no. The submission hour ends, that's for the compo, which is the one where you have 48 hours. Jam time is for the game, the actual jam, which is 72 hours. Right, so at the end of the compo, you have one, like, I think you have like 1 hour to submit the game, basically, to package and submit it. Aight, that works. Pressure plate. Cool. And yeah, I think it's just the weird lighting on these boys that makes it look completely awful. Let's actually commit this. As well as that. Added functional bridge. Push that. No engine changes. Good. I think that's pretty much 99% of the actual gameplay. Yeah, Tony, you should definitely join Sleep Gang soon. Like, if Jan or Tim doesn't show up in, like, the next 20 minutes, so before 1 a.m. my time, I'm just gonna end. Shoot them a message on Discord explaining kind of what I worked on. Jan was online on Discord briefly, but then he went offline. Our bridge is all going to be 1 tile large. I think we'll just make them 1 tile large. I mean, there's actually nothing stopping you from making them longer. You literally just adjust the collider and add more mesh and get rid of, say, this tile. And they'll be longer. So yeah, you can definitely make them variable length if you wanted to. Play a level or two. Okay, there's the goal. I'm gonna try and not cheat. I think that's just the path. Difficult stuff. There's still some weirdness with the level. Well, actually, no. That's not weirdness. That was me changing it intentionally. In here. That's literally the entire reason why those tiles that were down below didn't disappear. Lou Giancola, thank you so much for following. Now they should all, yeah, now they all vanish. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be changing that, the number. It looks really weird. It looks pretty bad, actually. I might delegate that task to Tim or Jan, or I'll do it tomorrow. Okay. So, like, what do you guys think looked best? If I just finish this level, I kind of want to decide right now if we're going to be doing all of the tiles flying out like that. You could barely see that. You could not see that at all. That's barely something you can. Yeah. Probably because of this. What do you expect when you can only text in world space? Yeah. No, I mean, you can definitely make text in world space look good. Keep in mind, like, all of the text in Forest was in world space. It's just we put very little effort into dealing with this. That's moving way too quickly. Let's allow ourselves to do variable animation speed. Where are we doing animations? Here. Animation speed. How do you enable slow-mo as the player? Currently you press the F key, just because that was close to the D key. That's probably gonna change. We may make it so like left click engages slow-mo or something. Where do we have tile animation speed? There. Let's have a level animation speed 1. Animation info, animation speed equals level animation speed. Let's see what that looks like. I like that. Why does Google thinks that 1.5 is 44th? I have no idea. Now, I will say I think the camera snaps too much. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of all of them just flying off in random directions. We can definitely try doing like down only. Do I have to do this even? Because I think the camera was snapping too much instead of being smooth. Yeah, no, we don't need to do this at all. Where are we doing lerps? Players, that's fine. Bridge, that's fine. This is we kind of have to do to determine if it's finished or not. We can try making it so that they all just go down, basically, instead of going in random directions. That would be here. I still like the idea of having them go at like variable speeds. And like their speed is going to be based on the distance they have to travel. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look half bad, to be honest. Might actually be better than doing random direction. Even with like, even if we have like the slower speed for random directions. I actually kind of think going down looks a bit better. What do you guys think? Down or random directions? Kind of like that a lot. Should we try a poll? An actual poll? I've never made a poll on Twitch. Would be funny if we make a poll and like 2 people vote. And they vote for opposite things. Animate tiles down or randomly on section cleared. Sure, let's do it. Literally never made a poll in my life. Down is in the lead. Down's very heavily in the lead. Oh. Random came back a bit. Random is making a comeback. Although it probably won't be fast enough. Okay, you wanna... Alright, hang on. Let the poll finish. Oh, Mr. Jan comes in, being with down. Yeah, I actually like down myself. A lot more. Alright, well, it was tied, so I'm gonna say down. Because that's much better. And I think we changed it to be down now. Yep, cool. Get rid of that garbage. Jan's vote is worth 10 votes. Nah. I'm the game designer here. Okay? But I'm saying down. Uh, play around with this a bit. That definitely looked kind of weird. Like, I like the speed at which these come up. Maybe they should be a little faster. But I feel like if they're slower, then the player animation has to be a bit slower as well. What if we try to? Why do those go up so quickly? Like, they start up by going up slowly, and then they just go super fast. Yeah, what's up with that? Like the one we... What if we just do that? Gotta get that obligatory caffeine. Jan, we should probably have a meeting. Or at least a call. When you go live. Because I'm gonna be heading to bed once you're live, I think. Because I'm basically dead. Also, it'll be interesting to see when Tim wakes up. Jan needs to hurry up. Nah, I'll wait. I'm wondering if we at some point end up calling show level. Well, yeah, but I'm gonna wait for Jan to start streaming before I end. Not sure if Tim is still in a coma or if Jan woke him up. This actually does give me an opportunity to debug this, see if we ever hit this code. Oh yeah, Tim did say he was gonna sleep in the office. Okay, so when it's not this that's at fault. Meaning it's probably got to do with an actual animation. But it doesn't make sense why it would get faster. Maybe Cherna can wake him up. Yeah, I don't know. Wake up the poor guy. Game jams are also known as the no sleep period. Yeah. You do get a hell of a lot of it, less sleep when you're in a game jam. Yeah, what's up with this? It gets faster. Not just... Participating in a 48-hour jam and slept like 5 hours. Yeah. I think the entire game gets faster. Game champ against Peter on Death Sleep. Yeah. I mean, it looks like the entire game just gets much faster. Well, maybe not. Okay, what's happening here? Pause. That's a weird bug. Haven't seen that before. What does the time have a comma and not a dot? Because in Europe we use a comma, not a dot. Can even go up by one tile and really? Finland uses a period, not a comma. Does Sweden use comma? Or does it just... Actually, no, I think I might be wrong. Because if we go in time, manager, I don't do any kind of actual formatting here. We'd have to be... Yeah, I use a period most of the time too. Or dot, I guess. You woken Tim up? Alright. He at least got more than 4 hours of sleep. Because he was planning on sleeping like 4 hours. Oh, he's probably very dead. Going for a quick cough around. Cool. Hopefully it's quick because I'm tired as... Yeah, I'm really tired. He's fine. What a champ. Joining the sleep gang as well. Good night and Godspeed from Austria. Well, have a good night, Maxi. Hopefully you have good sleep. Alright, well, before the boys go live, then I suppose I'll push this. Fixed camera. Snapping. Eric, yeah, thank you so much for the follow. Well, he did sleep, I think, like 5 hours, so 4 or 5 hours, I think he slept. And I think yesterday he slept like 3 hours. When changing focused player. Commit that. All right, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so I'll be back in a mo. And I'm back. Jan started his stream. Immediately going to coffee break. You guys should definitely be checking out both his and Tim's stream. I will, like, when I end my stream, I'm probably gonna raid Tim, because Jan doesn't need more viewers. Tim does. We gotta support each other. Draco, thank you so much for the follow. Or Draco, not sure how you pronounce it. Okay, I'm not sure what else to do in the meantime while they are getting coffee. I guess just let's actually try doing a lower. God, that text looks awful. Yeah, the text looks terrible. Fix time text. Looks awful at the moment. To be honest, like, let's play around a bit with that. Yeah, no, that still looks terrible. I think... Let me check something real quick. I think I'm gonna die now. So let's do it to... Let's go here. No, that's not looking good at all. I don't know, even something like this. Looks way better. The problem with this is it vanishes if we resize it. See, this is why you, generally speaking, don't have World Space UI for actual information like this. Countdown is showing time until the end of rating games now. Definitely shouldn't be. Because this isn't part of... I'm doing the jam, not the comp. Yeah. No, it's showing the end of the jam. The rating is just a global thing, right? And I think that's been showing for quite a while now. Oh, no. That's what you meant. Ah. Sorry, now I got it. Yeah. God damn it. Edits. Yeah, they updated that site because the compo submission ended. I think that's top. Increase bottom, so we went from 850. There we go. Thank you, M Silva. God, I'm such an ass. This is actually one of my favorite songs on Epidemic Sound. Really like it. It's got a nice beat. I'm gonna have to talk to the boys about the whole UI situation, because it's garbage right now, and yeah. Oh, and I have to show him the oh, thanks, Ulo. I hate the code, but it's a game jam, so I kind of have to accept the fact that the code is not going to be of high quality. What's important in this case is that it functions, and then we can do worst case, we can fix bugs after submission, because you're allowed to do that. And I have to show Tim and Jan the clip, the crash clip. Oh. Man, Jan is stealing my viewers. I'm kidding, by the way. Yeah, that one. Freaking amazing. Best timing I've ever had. That's gonna kill me immediately. Save and crash, yeah, pretty much. It was absolutely amazing. Holy shit, that text looks awful. Things though, I don't know like what a better way would be. I mean, virtually anything would be better than that, but I mean, even something like having a text element on the camera. Hit play, stop. that says 10, doesn't have any rotation, is literally zeroed out there. There. Even that, I would say, is just better. Whoop cap. Just stumbled over your stream right as I was gonna go to bed. But since you're Swedish stream, I'll follow you so I can watch later. Awesome. Much appreciated. You also Swedish? Because if so, you get a seal of approval. Like, I would say even this, with like maybe a slightly smaller scale, is better than what we currently have. It's not beautiful, but at least it's always visible, no matter what size the screen is. Unless you maybe... Yeah, no, even if you do Y, it's impossible to have the text on the player, but always face the camera. No. Well, sort of. Alright. Sure. Whatever. It's fine. Oh, yeah. Rope cap. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed as soon as me and the boys have had a meeting. Because I also need sleep. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the follow. I usually stream at more normal times for us Swedes. So it'll be good to see you some other time. Yeah, I have no idea how that happened, by the way. Like, why all of a sudden died. I mean, we could technically do... Yeah, Tetris, it's actually... I'm starting to like the look of it, except for the UI. Noob Kega, thank you for the follow. We could obviously have the text be sort of like this, but I don't like the way this looks. See you later, Whoopcap. Take care as well. Like that, I don't look the like. Yeah. UI is big failure, it represents me. You know what? Yeah. This is where I wish having screen space UI was a thing in Hazel. Because, yes, screen space UI is oftentimes used as a shortcut, but when it comes to text, screen space UI is the way to go. I feel like just having the timer in the middle of the screen, no matter what player is currently moving, is fine to me. Yeah. I'm kind of leaning towards having it be part of the camera and just... because that effectively makes it screen space, right? If we have... it's effectively screen space, but not really. It looks like screen space until you resize the width, right? But if we have it, say, up here, at the top in the middle, or even at the bottom in the middle, that's fine. It will always look like it's screen space. Right, so having like 0, -2, -10, hello, or 10. I think effectively having something like this would be fine. Like, yes, it's not very original, but it's a text element. It doesn't have to be original. Or even like, maybe not at the bottom, but having it somewhere like this. I would be fine with this. It communicates perfectly. Yeah, I don't think we need time left. It's when I delete an entity. Well, I mean, play mode. What if you remove the world matrix multiplication from the text shader to effectively have screen space text? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so that crash happens when I delete an entity. If you delete an entity while in play mode and then stop engine go crashy. Yeah, I don't know. Just put on some jazz for now. And wait for the boys. Oh. But yeah, I'm actually happy with most of the stuff so far. What is this? Why is there space in my file path? Let's just play the game. What little a game there is. Maybe we can see some bugs. That looks fine. No problem so far. We'll go like that. Honestly, at this point, I'm just buying time. We beat the level. Whew. Looks good so far. Just reveal as much of the map as we can. It wasn't? Also, I just saw the player was... Because it's visible here. Oh, yeah, no, I think... yeah. I know why that's happening. Because we only make sure it's visible when... For the first section. We never do it for the second section. Just beat this real quick. Yeah. Good catch. It's because in level manager, cleared section, that's why. Also, I did notice the normal player got into a animation loop on that second level. And there it is. Let's see if we can get the... Yeah, no, it's not doing it now. But we at least fixed that. Cool. Oh. What's up?
What's up? Oh, good, you answered. Yeah, Tim thought it would be a good idea to have a team meeting. I keep saying team meeting. A team meeting before you go.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking as well.
Okay. So,
All
you're
right.
going to share things?
Yes, I will. So the gameplay features I would say is like 99% done. We have,
Sounds great.
yeah, because I went and implemented the swinging axe. Huh?
No, go on. I was just muting part of the stream.
Yeah. So I've implemented a swinging axe that functions, and it does kill the player and spawn the kind of broken up pieces and add some force, which looks really nice. I've implemented the bridge as well.
Oh, cool.
So,
I saw a bit of that on the stream.
gonna
Yep.
share my
Go on,
screen.
sorry.
We need to do something about this text, by the way. It's terrible.
Yeah, why does it look so bad?
I don't know.
You should maybe okay, I'll deal with it, don't worry.
Yeah, I was planning on leaving that here. That didn't work. 1, 2, 3. There. Now I should land on the pressure plate. And because that's my last tile, it's gonna extend the bridge. If we take a look. And the reason why that looks weird is because of the lighting. Right? And now I can go across it.
I don't like the animation.
Okay.
Like the animation itself looks really good, but because it happens so quickly, it almost looks like a bug.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can tweak that pretty easily.
Because like it's almost like
No,
an
he's talking
abrupt.
about the player.
Yeah,
animation.
well, no, yeah, I know. I'm talking about the actual skeletal animation,
Okay.
Yeah.
not the lerping. The lerping looks good with the positions. But you know what I mean? Like here especially, it just looks like it's in the middle of an animation, then it snaps back to the next tile immediately, and so it's like
Yeah.
this looks like a bug.
I did set the playback speed quite high. And I was
You kind of have to like
yeah.
So like that's why I'm not sure what to do. Like I don't know if there's a solution to this really.
Yeah. I think the animation starts off too
The
slowly.
animation. Maybe.
Because if we set this to 1 just to demonstrate, like it actually does start very, very slowly. Which is why I kind of had to crank up the speed.
60 frames. Yeah. But like, if it's the exact same animation and I did the exact same thing in Blender, it wouldn't really look any different to what you've done.
Yeah.
Just cranking up.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I guess.
Well, because the thing is, like, the purpose of the animation, at least the way I understood it, was just so that, like, you know, the player kind of disappears up and then, like, you know, teleports down,
Yeah, I
right?
didn't realize we were gonna have
But
lerping position.
no, that's not the problem. The problem is that because you're playing this game and you have 10 seconds, like, you're gonna be really quick.
Yeah.
So if you're really quick, the animation needs to be able to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you've done is actually maybe that animation could play at the end of the stage or something like that when you successfully complete.
Yeah.
Because maybe that old character that's left behind, maybe he can kind of teleport and become the new character. Or even, why do we need this here? Maybe when you move so that you can see the starting position, maybe? Because
Yeah,
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about is, yeah, okay, sure. Well, maybe he could like kind of go up and become this player, so that your old self isn't left behind or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's effectively what I was
that
kind of going for. Um, just I'm not doing any kind of lerping. I'm just teleporting instantly.
Yeah.
Um,
The thing is, like, I think the animation actually looks pretty good when you move like slowly. So like move, move,
Well,
move,
Yeah.
move. If you're doing move, it looks terrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing
Yeah,
is,
I
like, I've
mean-
actually limited the speed at which you can move, because it was causing like bugs with the replication system. If you spammed, it used to be if you spammed
Yeah.
like S several times, it would record the
Yeah.
movement multiple times, and this would just end up going off screen. So now it's slightly limited, but I still think the animation looks weird when you go as fast as you can.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I think what we should do is that that kind of teleporting animation, use that in a different part of the game,
Okay.
because I do like it and it's cool and it could be like an end of stage animation.
Yeah.
But maybe what you should do for moving, still a skeletal animation, is just make it kind of like compress and go out a little bit, kind of like a bouncy ball. You know what I mean?
Way more subtle.
Well, yeah, but like if you can,
Yeah.
I don't know how it's made. Well, it doesn't matter how it's made. But this cube, if you could just make it so that it's like, you know, it almost jumps to the next position, and when it does, it like squishes a little bit and goes out and becomes a little bit round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of like a cartoony, as if it's made out of like Jello or something.
Are we using linear time to like lerp between them, or is there some kind of like fancier time going on?
No, it should be linear.
Linear time, okay. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I made that animation with the idea of it being played for 1 second. So, like, yeah, when you play it for less than 1 second,
Yeah,
which is
like 0.2 or something.
For 0.2, yeah, it doesn't look great. About 1 second, like, it looks great. I would say, like,
Yeah.
even if you just played it right now with like, playback speed normal or whatever the variable.
Yeah.
Like, it looks pretty good, and I think if we basically have it as the spawning in animation, you know,
Yeah.
that looks
That looks really
great.
cool.
Yeah.
It's way different to what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if at the end, like, so
At the start and
yeah.
at the end of the stage. I think it's
No,
pretty
no.
cool.
Well, at the end of the animation, I guess. I just. Oh, well, it doesn't matter because, yeah, it's just going back and forth. But
Yeah.
basically, when it's at the very top, Peter,
Mhm.
if you also made some kind of lerp to 0 scale or close to 0 scale or whatever, so it looks like, you know what I mean? All the
Yeah.
pieces are kind of getting really, really small so that it's like it really comes from nothing and it goes into nothing as well. I think that combo would be really good.
Yeah.
By the way, it's apex of the animation is 0.5. It's exactly half.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't set it, unfortunately.
I
You
can't.
Slide.
Can.
Yeah, through script, yeah.
Yeah, through script I can, but not by
Yeah.
clicking here.
We should make these sliders settable as well.
Yep, we definitely should.
Because I
Like-
hate it, because so many times I pick a drag float instead of a slider float just
Yeah.
because I know I'm going to set it.
Because
even
you
though
can.
it belongs to be a slider.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it would be great for the first level if you spawned in like that. On the others, I don't think it would make sense. And yeah, when the, I guess, playable character moves away from when you finish a stage, like that animation just plays.
Yeah.
So when you spawn in, I guess I could even export 2 different ones at a longer time, like 1 second for each one, instead of half a second for
It
spawn in.
doesn't matter though, does it?
Well, I
We
mean,
we can change the
yeah,
playback speed.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing is, you don't have to worry about like, okay, if it's exactly 0.5, like once
Uh,
I'm at 0.5, stop animation or whatever.
I mean, that's
Well, it doesn't
No,
easy
matter.
but if
enough.
it's still you still stop at the same time. You just play
Yeah,
it
but you
slow.
won't have to worry about like stopping the animation through script.
Because it ends.
Yeah, but I guess we don't really have a way of checking when an animation is ended anyway. You're checking the time, so it really shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
We don't have
Maybe
a
Joe has
agent
just
to
set
check.
something else up. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know.
Well, he didn't when I was
You know what I would love? Like, we have some pretty amazing systems in Hazel, but they're not documented at all. It would be so good if we could literally look at the documentation for the animation system, the documentation for the audio system.
Yeah.
Like, that would be amazing. I would actually love to spend a day or a game jam just making a game in Hazel myself, whilst trying to use like every feature of the engine or just stuff I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
If there was document, that would be so fun.
Next item there, we enter the three of us, but we're all doing the compo, and we're all by ourselves. Just make it
Sorry,
again.
there was no chat.
Um.
Chat's back on the screen now.
But yeah. So like, bridge finished. That's finished. We need to fix up these, like the animation stuff. But I'll leave that for tomorrow. Man, I've done.
Wait, can you tell me actually how long the animation is playing
I
for
wanna
right
see if
now?
I can.
Or how long when you move before you move to the next tile? I guess in player movement, just to understand how many seconds I have for the animation, or when.
Let's take a look.
seconds.
Right now, it takes exactly. Okay, that's not 10 seconds. Wait. Maybe that's super annoying with lerping. Movement time is 10, but it's not like 10 seconds, obviously.
Right.
So I,
Just arbitrary time.
yeah. I don't know, but like based on that, it looks like maybe half a second. Does stopwatch work?
In C sharp.
Yeah, because I know we had issues with it at one point.
Oh, no. There's issue with mono or like classes not found or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't used it in forever.
What's stopwatch?
It's a class for timing.
Oh.
That's the runtime. Doesn't this just look great? It's full screen. I really, really like it. I hope everyone who plays this, maybe we should make a minimum system requirement of like at least a 2560 by 1440 display.
Yeah.
And also it has to be like 27 inches.
Mobile gamers.
Yeah.
Think elapsed would be seconds.
Oh, cool. So this is what Peter's
Yeah.
done. Let's bring back some stuff. I actually really like Hazel when it's like full screen like this. Like this is really nice. We should make it so that we can also control
Wait,
space to bring up content browser.
Did you just resize the viewport? Is that all?
No, I just closed the panels, all of the panels, and it looks great.
Yeah, it does.
But we need the content browser probably, and the scene hierarchy. I mean, making the content browser. Well, this is kind of cool as well. I think control space like Unreal to bring up the content browser would be.
That would be
kinda
awesome.
nice, 'cause you don't really need it up all the time. Like the scene hierarchy, you
Yeah.
kind of do. But the other thing you don't.
Yeah, that'd
And
be
so
cool. But instead of just the console browser, that entire bottom panel. Maybe if we
Tim will be live soon.
Cool.
have a chat to mod. That's fine.
Yeah.
Damn, Sophie, it's been a while since you've seen it, I guess.
It's taking
Yeah, it has.
0.2 seconds for the player to move.
0.2 seconds. Okay, cool.
See, I called it. I said 0.2. Felt like 0.2.
That's pretty much.
I'm gonna try and actually build this bad boy.
Yeah.
And test it at a time. I'm guessing
Um,
it will just work, because why wouldn't it?
I mean, it should.
but you never know.
So Peter, then I assume I mean, I don't think you're timing it like at all frame rate relative at
Yep,
the moment
there's
as
the
this,
rate.
right?
To what?
So the original animation was made for 60 frames. Like you aren't making a frame rate relative right now, are you?
Died.
I mean, I'm multiplying by the time step,
That way, that
Okay.
way.
so it should be.
Just by the time step.
Yes.
But you shouldn't actually have to multiply it on a 60 frames
Oh,
because it was made for
it's
60
gone.
frames.
It's gone. I left.
So it
Well,
should be like
Oh, I made
shouldn't be
oh, the
time step
shadows.
times 1/60.
To adjust the shadows.
Shouldn't that be the factor which you multiply it by? Because if it was made for 60 frames, like it shouldn't actually play any slower on a 60 frames.
There's still a lot of CPU usage, by the way, so it's not definitely not everything is fixed with that.
Is that
really?
That's shadow maps because I adjust them manually. Well, yeah, 7 to 8 milliseconds of CPU time for this is crazy. I mean, luckily for you, I'm about to add multi-threading, so that will probably halve itself, but still.
Yeah.
Like,
So Tim
I
multi.
can look over. Oh, and by the
Um,
way, I haven't told you this, Peter, but since obviously I'm not really spending any time in the game scripts at all, I will be making a code review video of this game. So that will be fun.
Prepare to see some garbage code.
Well, it's a game jam, and I'll mention that it's made in 72 hours.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that'll be fun because I kind of want to look through it as well.
Yeah. Like I will say personally, I'm really unhappy with the code right now, but it is a game jam, and I do have to keep that in mind.
Of course, absolutely.
But like still, it could be good to do a little review of the code.
I don't know if by the way, I'm not sure if this is still because it's early or whatever, but there was a time just then when I tried to play it, and I basically did like a sequence of moves, and when it was playing back the replicated moves, the camera like didn't follow the player that was playing back, and so I didn't. He just went off screen.
Really.
Yeah, I can try and repro it.
Yeah, I haven't had that happen in a long time actually. So it's possible that it could be. Have you like pulled
Yeah.
anything at all
Yeah,
today?
I have pulled. Yeah, of course.
In that
Otherwise, I
case,
wouldn't
it
Oh
be
yeah,
playing.
you're spelling axes on the screen.
Yeah.
in that case it could be a
I did it
merge.
twice. What happened is I lost the game. Yeah, like that. Then it moved back. If you look at the stream, which I guess is a bit delayed, and then I played I think some other sequence of moves, and then let's see if this. Yeah, see. I think it almost thought that I died again.
No, because
'Cause
he's
it went
already
back.
on that player. The time was already ticking over the recording player.
Okay, hang on. So,
Okay, so I think I've got a repro because I just made it happen twice in a row.
all right.
Basically, Peter, try this. Try and fall into that first hole on your first try,
Yeah.
and then on your second try, just go around it like to the right and then all the way down to the end or whatever.
Okay. Let's see.
Are you yes, you're still sharing your screen,
Yep.
right? Yep.
Like it would not surprise me if that's bugged because the whole resetting thing is just a mess.
Yeah, that's all right. Just as long as you're aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm not
Okay,
resetting.
How long it took you? It's how long it took you to play last time. That's where the timer cuts off for the replay the second time. That's what it is.
Basically, yeah. Or yeah.
Yeah, because the thing that controls the where the camera is looking is the 10-second timer.
You should have like two states basically, like a playback state and a recording state or whatever.
Yeah.
And based on which state it is, that's which character the camera follows. That way it's so generic that even if the player does something weird and moves somewhere else, you know, it's always going to either follow that player or just be in the vicinity of that player.
Yeah.
In some form, which would be good.
Actually, hang on, let's, because I know which function it is that's basically shifting the camera position. That happens when we clear the stage and when the time runs out, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
the way I saw it, which is what it kind of looked like, is your time for the second playthrough is limited, based on what it was when you died on the first playthrough.
It's possible I'm not resetting the timer properly.
That's what it looks like. Because look, that was probably you made the moves in about 2 seconds.
Yep.
And in the 2 seconds of the second playthrough, the camera will shift. In the first 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think if you want, Peter, I can take a look at that because
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a look at the text.
Yeah.
Um,
You should.
and also while I have you, we definitely can render non-world space text, obviously. It's just that it's not exactly hooked up through the C# API, but in terms of like the backend and everything, that
Yeah.
obviously exists. So if we actually wanted screen space text, that would be like a 5-minute job.
Yeah.
It's just that like I definitely don't think this game needs that.
Yeah. But also like
Like-
if the thing is we can't have it like be apparent to the I think we can probably get it to look good if it's like near the player.
Yeah, it through script. Like we should position it basically via a script. It definitely. I don't think it should be necessarily just parented to something.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be. It depends.
Right,
Because
but the only reason is to have a like smoothly lit behind the player, whatever.
well, yeah. Well, we should. Yeah. Which again, you should do. It's kind of like Tim. Kind of like that camera you were doing for Space Invaders for
Yeah.
that GIF. If it's just parented to the thing, it just looks bad. But if you add some like, if you make it have some actual behavior, it becomes good.
I guess, but I don't know if it just makes sense necessarily.
I'm probably gonna make the text bounce a little bit or whatever
Yeah.
by just non-uniformly scaling it
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just making it look nice.
Definitely.
So I'll do
Yeah.
that now. We're gonna have some fun with text because fonts aren't actually packaged at the moment, but it's not a big deal because fonts not being packaged just means that they're read directly from file,
Yeah.
from a font file. Which means you fools can BYO font for this game.
Yeah. You have fun with the text. And I think
That might not work. BYO font.
if you have time today,
Yeah.
Tim,
Mm-hmm.
you can probably just start building out levels.
Yeah. Well, I think step one, fix animation.
Yeah,
We'll
definitely
make it
prioritize that.
Well, and then yeah,
I
that's the only plan I have.
I don't
is
know
like
if we
a
should necessarily prioritize the animation over the level.
Well, okay, yeah, that's fair.
It doesn't take anything
But-
longer than like 10 minutes. to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
If it's quick, then yes, but don't spend
No,
half the day tweaking it
The,
because
well, I'm not
the
even
levels
touching the
are
first one. I'm just making another
Yeah.
one. That's it.
Yeah.
that's good. I just wasn't sure what you meant.
No, well, yeah, we need a better move animation. I think that's it.
Also, you had actually made a mistake when you pushed Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. You changed the box collider of the tiles to be 1-1 in the X and Z in terms of size, and this is kind of my fault because it's supposed to be half size, and I changed that in code, but I hadn't changed the label of the box collider to reflect that it was half size.
Right.
So I basically had to go in and just fix those.
So you made them half size again.
Well, yeah, because that's the way it's supposed to be.
No,
Because
but I changed the scale in Blender to be half size.
yeah, but scale
I-
scale in Hazel is now 1-1-1, but the box
Yeah.
collider needs to be 0.5 because that's half.
Well, I didn't change the box collider at all.
Okay. In that case, it
Right,
was
but I guess it
my
depends
bad.
on what the model is.
Yeah.
And if it's a static model, yes.
Yeah.
If it's dynamic, then we like save that data.
But
and
with the
then-
level prefabs, the only thing I did was change the transform component and change the mesh component.
Okay.
I didn't touch a box collider. So the box collider in theory should have just stayed from what it was before.
Yeah, it probably did, but because the scale of the mesh was now half, it was ending up weird. But either way, like I said this even when I found it, I was like, yeah, no, this is kind of my fault.
No, yeah, I just didn't think that it would change because like I get that when you import a model, like the box collider obviously depends on that model. But if you're just swapping out a mesh, I didn't realize the box collider would be affected.
No, no, it wouldn't. And that's kind of why it's entirely my fault. I thought you had changed the box collider, but if you didn't change that, then it was due to the scale of the entity changing, because that's
Yeah.
factored in.
Yeah. Okay.
So I gotcha. There's a few more notes that I kind of have to give. If you want a bridge, I've created a prefab for it. Parent it to a tile that has a box collider, and no mesh. And the thing is, the box collider has to exist because otherwise the transform becomes world transform effectively, meaning we end up with the bridge being somewhere else when it kind of raises the tile.
And I don't know, maybe if you don't mind, I kind of want to change the bridge around the way it is.
Yeah.
Because it was meant to be kind of like a drawbridge.
Yeah.
2 parts, kind of. Whereas right now you have it as like one part that's completely being pulled up like this.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be too difficult to swap that around.
I actually did originally try to do kind of drawbridge like you wanted. The problem is that the origin of the bridge is not flush with the mesh, which meant that we ended up with the rotation basically. If we just have a look, do this, move this back down. If I rotate this, even though they appear to be kind of flush, it will cause a gap.
No, but that's where you do a 180 rotation around the y-axis. Obviously.
Oh,
That's
so
the way
you
it
kind of intended to have. Okay.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
That way it would be obviously work. You kind of extend it like this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I like that better. In that case.
Because yeah, like, and that's why there's kind of it's hard to tell, but there's a rounded edge on the side that you would walk on and walk off on.
Yeah.
And in the center is flat, like completely flat.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it was meant to be.
I'm just trying to see. I mean, it still does cause this to happen, but we could pretty easily.
Yeah, because the pivot's just not
Yeah, I
Yeah.
might need to adjust.
Yeah.
where it is.
Because the pivot is like
Yeah.
underneath.
It's not
Ah.
on any geometry.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's just wrong. Yeah, I can just adjust that. That's
Yeah.
fine too.
And I mean, once you've kind of done that, we will have to adjust the bridge script to deal with the animation differently, but it
Yeah.
should still be very simple to do. That will
Okay.
take literally a second.
Well, yeah, like go ahead and change it because I don't think it would affect. Like once I re-export the model with the correct origin,
Yeah,
it would just work then.
because I think in bridge I can literally just. I still like the idea of having the bridge kind of be parented to a bridge prefab, which has the script, because that makes things way easier in terms of the scripting.
Well, yeah, it's just the animation we're gonna adjust.
But yeah, so I just adjust this to deal with children instead. Okay, good. I think that was mostly everything. Although I do actually have a clip that I want to show you guys.
Yeah, that's right. I did actually hear that you had a clip.
A clip.
Yeah, from my stream.
Oh.
I'm gonna send it in Discord so you can check it out.
Alright.
It was the most perfectly timed moment of my life.
Okay, everyone, let's watch. Right. Is there a full screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to add this back.
All of these. Actually gonna save because God forbid it crashes.
And lol.
The music as well.
Raw material too. Is inconsistent primitive. Isn't that a function you
I-
wrote, Peter?
That is a function
Yeah,
I
no,
wrote, and that definitely did not
That
use to crash.
No, I encountered that bug as well. I'm pretty sure it's when you multi-edit components that don't all have the exact same transform.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to be able to do that in the first place. Because I wrote code that would check that every single entity you had selected had the same component, and if they didn't, it just wouldn't show the component at all. And
Wait, what? No, but you definitely used to be able to. Is it just the scale element, or is it if it's a different transform component than Sia? 'Cause I know you can definitely move like if there's two entities that are different translations, you can definitely still move and edit the transform components. It just doesn't edit the values directly; it just offsets it or whatever.
well, yeah, but the problem with that particular crash was box colliders. It doesn't happen with transforms because every entity has a transform.
Right.
And this happened because I was selecting like 10 entities, 9 of which had a box collider, 1 didn't.
Right. Yeah.
And that shouldn't even have been.
Of course. Yeah. That
Possible.
makes sense. I thought you meant something else.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because I think like in the draw component, it goes through and it checks that all entities have the component. If one entity doesn't have it, it doesn't draw it. Or at least it's not supposed to. And I think there's like a deeper problem with the ECS in some way, because I've had script components cause crashes for no apparent reason.
Also along the same kind of code path.
Not the exact same, but similar, where we're trying to access a component on an entity that is supposed to have that component.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
It would be like heap corruption or something.
Yeah, could be. Definitely.
Yeah.
But I thought that clip was absolutely hilarious because,
But you did save it right before.
yeah, like I said, I'm gonna save because I don't want to lose this work if it crashes.
Yeah.
I don't think it didn't crash during save.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, I think pretty much up to date on everything I've done. The only thing that's sort of left in terms of gameplay scripting is the kind of death tiles. I haven't done any kind of scripts for those. But I mean, worst case, I'm sure you guys can take care of that.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else.
The playable level, right? Not the sandbox part of the level, but the playable level. Those cells, do they have scripts on them at all?
Not the actual tiles themselves.
Okay.
The only one that has that is like the gold tile, and that's just like a tag script effectively.
Okay.
But all of the other tiles do not have scripts on them.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I'm gonna change the sandbox to be those blue tiles, because that's what they were meant to be.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the level will be using actual cells.
Cool. That sounds good to me. Yeah, and I'll write up the replication bug that you guys found, just so I remember to fix it. Unless you guys fix it. Bug with replication after death. Cool.
Coolio.
Yeah. I will say I noticed one pretty consistent issue is if you delete an entity and you're in play mode, when you exit out of play mode, it will actually assert. but that
That's
should
weird.
be pretty easy to fix, I imagine.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. It depends what the delete key does during play mode. Because if it uses, for example, edit a scene instead of active scene or whatever, then
Fair enough.
maybe there could be issues. But I don't know. But the thing is, obviously, it should be deleting it from the runtime scene,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
which is completely separate. So yeah.
I think it only deletes it from the. Actually, it might be deleting from the editor scene.
But that as well, that shouldn't assert. So that's weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about everything I had.
Cool.
All
Um,
right. Well, have a good sleep then.
Yeah. I'll see. I'll try to wake up a bit earlier so we can get more work done.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty happy with where we're at.
Cool. Cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, now it's just about, I guess, all the levels.
No, just
Like,
build them out,
mainly.
right? All the mechanics are done, aren't they?
The majority of the mechanics, it's just like
Just the
minor
tiles.
stuff like death tiles.
Yeah, and of course we want to tweak certain things.
Yeah.
Like the camera, the animations.
Yeah, no, this is
The
supposed
text.
to be 18 hours away from finish, I think.
22.
22.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, 9 a.m. our time.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. There you go.
Midnight
I'll
tomorrow
update
for me.
Yeah. And yeah, when I go live, I'm not gonna stop. and add
Yeah,
this to the
Tim's
thing.
doing another almost 24-hour stream.
Absolute
Yeah, we're not gonna
madman.
have a 24-hour stream, unfortunately, but yeah.
It's okay. It's not worth it for this game because I think we're on track.
Yeah, I think we are.
No Sydney I'm doing.
Well,
Well, you know that means Peter's a good game design director.
That is true.
Management is good.
that doesn't sound right
Run
at all.
that studio turnover.
Yeah, that's true. Think about it. If the last time it was you and one of you one of your guys literally left to go to Sydney, whereas one is Peter.
Well,
your
I
guy
don't
didn't.
think I was definitely not game design director last time. I think we all were
Yeah,
Mm.
because I didn't really like
Oh yeah.
the whole forest section and stuff like the whole.
Like,
the
I
intro
still did
level. You guys
the
completely
gameplay.
planned it in my- Yeah,
so
I did. Yeah, I did like the. I mean, I did like the animation for the gun and some of the actual player controller stuff, but
Yeah.
then also a lot of engine side things.
I guess team experience is showing.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably it.
I would imagine.
Yeah, and I think this game just has a much nicer scope.
Yeah,
Yeah, and just a much better like aesthetic, I think.
definitely.
Like the shader fits really nice. I think the art like works for this game.
Yeah.
It is great.
I will say, the pressure plate is not glowing. Which
Yeah.
Is not glowing.
it's not glowing.
Yeah, it's because I imagine. Well, it has two different materials, so you just have to change those. I don't
Yeah.
know why they didn't get it correctly, but yeah, I might just make hazel materials or whatever. And
Yeah.
blow it in paper.
Peter, you can always look at the material panel, like the old one or whatever, maybe it's under view or whatever, and you can just see what like the emission is set to, for example. And
Nothing.
if you go below, yeah, but there are other ones as well. Maybe
There's
the
this thing.
emissive. See, it's still 0 though.
Yeah,
for
it's
that
still
one
zero.
that
I don't
says
know why it
emissive.
didn't get exploded.
Um,
But the thing is, this change won't persist.
yeah.
Now you know why that materials panel exists.
Mm,
Wait, he didn't before.
Well, no, he always wanted it to be removed.
yeah.
Ah.
Or at least
it's very
changed in its presentation.
Needs to be a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah. Originally, I wanted it gone completely, but then I basically realized that, well, we could keep it, but
Actually, it's
change
there
it.
for a reason.
Does the axe kill the player?
Yep.
The monk?
You want to see it?
Yes, because I imagine that's where the death player comes in, right?
Yeah. I think it's about there. I'm actually having trouble remembering where all of the death happens. There you go.
Oh, whoa.
Sick.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's
We need
absolutely
more-
amazing.
We need more axes. Get more deaths by that kind of stuff
Yeah.
rather than by falling.
And actually,
well-
I'm gonna give some credit to Jay for that one, because
Jay.
yeah, because he popped.
Really?
He
The audio guy.
yeah.
The audio.
Mainly because he kind of, I was wondering like how I could calculate the direction that the force should go in, And I thought, okay, well, the origin's up here, so that's not going to work. I'm going to have to calculate like the position of the bottom of the blade.
Mhm.
Jay just told me, create a child, use that.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
I'm going to give some credit to him for that.
Yeah, I use that stuff. I use that kind of stuff all the time. Like for example, you know, in Forest for like aiming down sight and knowing like where to lerp to.
Yeah.
I always just use entities for that because that way you can position them visually in the editor
Yeah,
and it's not like code. So yeah, try and use editor systems and like entities as much as possible.
yeah. And I'm actually going to blame my brain, my tiredness, for not thinking of that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it actually looks really cool, and I
That
want.
looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
Um,
Maybe it should go into slow motion when that happens.
I mean, we can
That was very quick.
have a look if I manage, because I made it so you can go into slow motion while it's replaying, and if I can
Yeah.
do it right on time. Okay, this is gonna be hard. We're gonna have to automate it. Do
will it
that.
get reset if you do it before the timer here ends?
How long can you use slow motion for? Can't you just start it in slow motion or whatever?
So currently,
That's kinda dope.
currently slow motion lasts 2 seconds. The FOV is a bit weird. The camera FOV basically goes out because I haven't tweaked the value,
Mhm.
but we can easily change that. I want to see if I can time this properly. Because the axe does go into slow motion. Well, we can probably make it even more slow-mo.
Are the physics supposed to go into slow motion as well?
Yeah, no. The
No.
well, the thing is, in order for us to do that, we would have to modify engine code, and we would have to modify it heavily to get the fixed time step to actually slow down enough.
So
Really?
it's just through the script to send it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but can't we just tell the physics simulation to run at a different time step?
well, yeah, but I don't think we have the C# API for it right now.
Well, yeah, we clearly don't, but that should be like a 2-second thing to add.
Yeah, that's fair, because we can go in, just have like a fixed time step variable in here. That changes.
I think that should happen because yeah, slow motion without the physics being in slow motion, like during that.
Yeah, that's
animation
weird.
is useless.
We basically just changed the substep size. Well, I don't think that would work. That wouldn't make it look like slow motion. That would make it look choppy as hell. We would have to give it a different time step here.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Inside like the simulate function. If you just call this simulate function
Yeah,
that you're in with that one,
yeah,
the time step that's less or like whatever or more. Well, no.
yeah. That
Yeah,
should
I
still
have a
be.
question, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, we calculate like death by falling, just like, hey, you're below this like global Y position, so like you're dead now.
Yep.
I have two like death tiles, for example, the spikes and the cactus. That would be cool if they shot up and killed the player just like the axe does.
Yeah.
How difficult do you think it would be to implement like a distinction between a safe tile and a deadly tile, so that we aren't just taking the player's like Y position, but actually, hey, like you made a move that killed you, and that tile shot up and killed you, rather than like, hey, you didn't fall below this position, so I guess you're alive.
That probably wouldn't be super difficult. You could effectively just add a collider to the actual tile, to the death tile, that's set as a trigger. Then have a script on that same tile that just subscribes to the trigger event, because that's basically what the axe does.
Okay.
We add our trigger event here, if it's a play, in this case, if it is a player replicator, we kind of set some variables to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Okay, 'cause
shouldn't be too difficult.
But I still would like to keep the mesh collider probably on the spikes, just so when the player dies, like he bounces off the different spikes that there are, and cactus and so on.
Yeah, I will say there's potentially a problem with that. I don't.
Oh.
It might not actually be a problem, but if we take the spike, wherever that ended up being, we really should select the new entity when we drag something out.
Yeah.
Because by default it will use the convex collider
Mm-hmm.
as an actual collision mesh.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just say use complex as simple, and it will do that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I don't think it will work if you move the tile up after the game has started, because physics doesn't like having complex colliders move.
But what if I instead went and re-exported each spike individually? So they all would have a convex collider, right?
Yeah.
And then created this exact spike, but in Hazel already. So they would have each a convex collider, and they would be like all 5 parented to like the actual spike entity or whatever.
That might work if physics, like I imagine physics should be able to come to just take one of these and turn it into a convex collider. I don't see why that would be an issue.
But you get what I mean. Like if I
Yeah.
exported, I think 5 or 6 spikes. If I exported each individually,
Yeah,
and
we can
create
try that.
colliders.
Because
Okay.
that should be relatively quick to do, right?
Right.
So
And with the cactus, I imagine there's no problem. Right? The cactus is probably good as it is.
I haven't actually looked at the cactus. Is that desert deadly?
Desert Deadly, yeah.
Let's take a look at the. Well, yeah, because it's pretty much just gonna look like it's rolling off in this case,
Yeah.
which I think is fine.
I mean, do we need like this? Just either kills you or doesn't, right? So
Yeah, but
couldn't
it
you
could
just?
be cool, like if the player isn't just not falling through these spikes when there's obviously like gaps between them.
No, but I was just thinking like, what if you had like a just a simple box collider or a capsule collider around this stuff?
No, that well, like, did you see the spikes? They were going like this. It would look cool if the player could fall through. Then like, oh hey, this is a box when it's clearly a bunch of different spikes.
Right.
Yeah, like it's
But
literally
what
just cool.
Well, like, do you see how the axe kills you and the player shatters?
Yeah.
I want those shattered
Oh,
pieces to
it's
fall
to
through the
the-
spikes. Yeah,
Through the spikes. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I get it.
That's
Yeah.
why we're talking.
Yeah.
I just thought it just shatters it. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Because I thought the spikes shot up.
Well, I think that's what I want to do.
Because if they shoot up, then obviously they're gonna knock the player out of the way, so it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, but if the player gets killed and then the dead player gets instantiated, then he falls through the spikes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, the way I'm just picturing it is that like this player comes in, spikes shoot up, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, but you're thinking the player will just kind of stay in place.
And then instantiate the
Well,
shattered
yeah,
player
I
and then
get
fall
that.
through the spikes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I think
guess
that makes
it
more sense.
it just depends on the force, because if the player's going, he steps here, spikes shoot up, they're gonna knock him.
Nah, actually they won't.
But if they
Those are
just
two
do
different
that,
prefabs.
Actually, well, yeah, they probably
Well, but
would knock the
makes
player
sense
up.
for the spike to shoot it up. It's not a piston.
yeah,
It's a
but I
spike.
just thought the spikes shoot up out of the ground.
Yeah, but the spikes would make more sense to puncture something.
Well,
To
sure,
shatter it than like
but that's the thing is like if that it's not gonna puncture that because, well, I don't know what kind of material is this. Like, do you expect that to be punctured or just knocked out of the way? Because if it's like metal, then it would just knock it out of the way. No, well, we can make it look however we want. It's just that's what I was picturing.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, I think it looks cooler and makes slightly more sense. If the
No,
player gets instantiated
it would
and then like
it would definitely look cooler, I think.
Yeah.
I just didn't think that was what was happening.
Yeah, and just for, like in case you guys decide to write some code, and you want to kill the player, call kill, and then you pass in the force that you want to be applied to the dead player as a parameter.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think that's about everything I have.
Cool.
All right.
So now I will try to sleep.
Yep. Have a good night.
Thanks.
And yeah, it looks good. Good work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good day. And let me know if stuff breaks.
Actually, one more thing I was gonna say that would be cool, because at the moment the skybox that we have is obviously kind of blue, but the desert should be kind of yellow. So
Yeah.
what I thought would be really cool if we actually lerp the dynamic sky
Oh, that'd
from
be
blue to
sick.
yellow.
And maybe have one for each biome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that could really
Yep.
really cool.
that would be absolutely awesome.
What I could do as well, if we need to, like for example, if you wanted to have the forest kind of be green,
Yeah.
I could just add a tint to the skybox in the compute shader that generates it
Yeah.
to
That.
just make it have a little bit more of a color influence of whatever color you specify.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be sick.
Because obviously at the moment it's based on, you know, a real world sky, which would never be green. But we could make it like that artificially. That could be cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
So if I have time, I might do that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, my first priority is going to be probably text
Yeah.
and
Text,
and
multi-threading.
yeah, and then multi-threading. Multi-threading, like, yeah, I mean, I would like to get that in, but ultimately, it's not mandatory. I'd rather have
Yeah.
the game be good
Yeah.
than to have
Definitely.
a worse game, but it performs better because it's got multi-threading. So,
Yeah.
but multi-threading again should be like hopefully less than an hour
That sounds good.
because it's already done in a different branch. Cool. All right. Good night.
Good night.
See you, Peter.
Yep. All right. I'm hoping Tim goes live pretty much now. Because if he doesn't, I'm gonna raid Jan instead. Why? What happened here? There we go. Yeah. I don't think Tim's gonna be that quick to go live, so I'm gonna raid Jan instead. All right. Let's go. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Text. Let's talk about text. I think we should start by finding a cool font. Oof, that is epic.